Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back. This is Car Addict, and I got some pretty big, exciting news as long as you own a 10th generation Civic, and as long as your 10th generation Civic has the 1.5 turbo. This is not for the 2-liter guys. So there's been talk of upgraded turbos for a... What in the fuck is that person doing? That was weird. It almost looked like they were going to pass in a turning lane up a hill. On a blind hill. The crest at the top was not that far away, and you can't see what's coming. Anyways, back to it. So, the first person to come out with one, Vit had one for a while, with, you had to send in the SI core, or you could send an EXT core, and it could be modified, but you're stuck with the 11 blade on the hot side, whereas if you send the SI, obviously, you get the 9 blade for a little better top end, and you can just do a real quick swap. With the EXT, you got to send yours in, or Sport, or any of the ones with the base model engine. You have to wait while that gets machined, and you get it back. There was no direct swap. So, his results he posted, I honestly almost don't want to say because I forget what he had, but I believe his car has the PRL intake and downpipe. I don't remember if he's done the intercooler or not, but I'll probably put like a little caption right there that tells you everything he had, because I should know that, or I at least should tell you guys that. Now, he made 312 on E40 and 276 on pump gas, 92 octane, I believe. So that's not bad. And there's people on the stock SI turbo that, with slicks and all the other bolt-ons, are running low 12s. So 276 or 312, not bad numbers, but that turbo's been pulled. It's not available anymore. I don't know why, but fear not, because there's a company you may have heard of, Pure. They do turbo upgrades and rebuilds and everything. So now, I only know one person that's used their company personally. He had a 335i with the N55, and there was a mid-year change for the year he had his car, and they changed the wastegate arm or something like that. So there was 2 different shapes, and you had to know which one you needed. I think it was based on VIN. I honestly don't know who effed up, but either way, he got the wrong one. So the first time the arm opened, the wastegate, the arm bound up and stuck it open. So the car was a friggin' rocket because the wastegate was just stuck wide open. But he actually got the correct turbo shipped to him, and even all of the labor for the swap was covered by Pure. I won't say they'll do that for everybody because I don't know the entire details of the situation. All I know is that that's pretty good, and it wasn't even like he had to fight for it or anything. There was a chance it was 100% their fault, so of course they should cover the labor. But don't just believe that every company does the right thing. I'm sure there's companies out there that even though they screwed up, they'd probably fight you to try to not have to pay for all that labor to pull a BMW turbo and replace it, and cover shipping and everything else they got to incur. Now, the details of this turbo upgrade are not really well known. They even told me they don't discuss wheel specs with the general public. I mean, after it's out, people can take it apart and find out, and they might even just tell it in their specs. But while it's being developed, you're not going to know. I will say, though, the target was mid-300s or possible with supporting bolt-ons and fueling. I don't know if that means the stock fueling won't be able to do it. There's a chance it won't. I have personally not heard of anybody doing anything about injectors on these or adding port injection or anything crazy like that. So I don't know what will be required as far as fueling goes to hit I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be too much longer until Pier has this turbo on the market. The bad news is, it is quite a bit more expensive than Vitz turbo was. So I also haven't been told, but they didn't specify that you have to send in an SI core. So there's a chance they're modifying the hot side as well, which if they are, that kind of explains why the price is substantially higher than what Vitz was. And maybe that's why Vitz turbo is gone. The price was just too low for the work, and whoever was contracted out to do it decided, I don't make enough money doing this, I'm not going to do it, or somebody along the line decided it's not worth it to do all these for this price. You never know. Turbo Lab was another option that would probably be affordable, but I emailed them, never got anything back. I called them, nobody answered. And if you go online, you can read some mixed stuff. There are people that are happy, and a friend of mine's done a job with them and he was happy. But I emailed Pure and had an email the next day. So that right there says something to me. Plus, my friend with Turbo Lab didn't have a problem. So if he did, I don't know how they would have handled it, because most of the reviews online, that's what they complain about. It isn't necessarily their work. It's if there is a problem, it's how they handle it. And when Pure had a problem, they handled it awesome. You couldn't ask for anything better. Alright, so after all that information, am I going to get it? I would love to. Sadly, I cannot afford the pricing right now. After I sell the house, maybe. And I could do it with my tax return, but my wife would be furious. And I could probably just hide it and buy it anyways, and she would never know. But I'm not going to do that. Although I really wish I could, because if somebody can hit a 12.1 on a stock turbo with an SI, bolt-ons and slicks and tuning, with upgraded turbo, bolt-ons and slicks, I wouldn't have the LSD, so I'd have to make up for it in the back half. But who knows? First 11-second EXT? I mean, I highly doubt it. That seems too fast. Like a Honda Civic with 340, 350 horsepower, to me it just doesn't sound like that should run 11s. But also at the same time, an SI with 275 does not sound like it should run a 12.1 in my mind. I mean, that just seems, I guess I'm still thinking about back in high school where you're struggling to run 15s with your Honda. I mean, not really struggling, it was pretty easy, but you know what I mean. It just back then, you weren't buying a 4-cylinder, throwing $2,000 at it and running 12s. It just didn't happen, unless you're talking about like a DSM or something like that. Alright, so to follow along